Hi, this is Kalori. Welcome to Scrum and Agile Digest. Let's continue talking about daily stand-ups. So, what to avoid in stand-ups? Any external interference, right? Maybe from stakeholders, maybe from product owners. You're talking things which are not related to the stand-up. You have to stop it. It's a Scrum Master's responsibility to make sure that the team is focused only around those three questions of Scrum, daily Scrum. It's the Scrum call basically is a strategic meeting, right? It's not a technical discussion meeting. If a technical discussion is happening, part the conversation, or you can use another forum to discuss it. Don't have any side discussions. This is not a meeting to have requirement clarification. You can meet with the product owner separately for that, right? Again, do not micromanage, right? You don't need to find out exactly how many hours a person is working, how many minutes he or she's taking a break. That's not the goal of the Scrum call. And also, it's a self-organizing team, right? So the team should not direct all their conversation to the Scrum Master. Scrum Master is a part of the team. They will help you in resolving the issue if the issue falls in their area, right? However, the team should be self-sufficient and mature enough to resolve impediments by themselves. If there's some issue that they feel the Scrum Master can handle, by all means direct it to the Scrum Master. But just don't think that the Scrum Master will handle everything and direct all your queries to them and just wait for resolution from the Scrum Master. That's not how a self-organizing team should work. So kind of like this diagram, right? So on the left is, you're directing everything to the Scrum Master, right? The whole team. And try to avoid that, right? It's a self-organizing team. You need to try something that's on the right? Have open communication channel between each team member. They should be able to work out things. You can have the Scrum Master as a person on the sideline, and if you feel that there is some issue that needs to get escalated, right? Let's say you need more resources, or you have some issues, let's say, with your database that another database team needs to figure out. You can definitely escalate it to your Scrum Master so they can reach out to the other team members. But as far as any other issue is concerned, or any other problems basically in the Scrum, the Scrum team should be self-organized enough that they basically communicate with each other and they are able to resolve the issue. So don't deflect everything to the Scrum Master. And I think this comes more with maturity. If you remember the Tuckman's model of the teams, as long as the teams are in performing stage, they should be able to do it. If they should be able to do, they should be able to communicate very well with each other. But if they're in the initial stages with a new team, they don't know each other, then they might need a little bit of hand-holding to actually get to the performance stage. Alright, now what is a Scrum board? Now during daily Scrums, right, some Scrum Masters basically like to show a Scrum board, right? This is not a Kanban board, this is a Scrum board. What it does is it's going to show, it's basically a visual representation of how stories are progressing throughout the sprint, right? It's basically making the sprint backlog items visible. So you can have a physical board like a whiteboard, or even virtual board, like, depending on what kind of ALM tool you're using, like Jira, it will provide you a virtual board. For instance, in this particular Scrum board, you can see there are 3 stories listed on the left. And it's clearly showing you, what the status is. So the status can be to do, in progress, or done, right? Based on the definition of done. So you can see here user story 1, Testing and verification is in the to-do process. It's still left. Development is in progress, and analysis is done. User story 2, development, testing, verification is still left in the to-do. Analysis is in progress and nothing is done. Story 3, analysis, development, verification is in to-do. Nothing is in progress, so you haven't started anything and nothing is done. So this is going to give you a visual representation of how your story is progressing. And in Scrum board, depending that some teams like to show the sprint burndown as well. You can show the sprint goal, the acceptance criteria that you have, and you can also show the definition of done. So before I jump into a burndown chart, right? Let's look at the difference between a burn up chart and a burn down chart. Some team members look at the burn up chart as well, and along with the burn down chart. Now, a burn down chart will actually show you how much work is remaining to be completed in a sprint, right? So instead of burning up, you're kind of burning down to a scope line. That's a burn down chart. What's a burn up chart? A burn up chart is just the opposite. It will show you how much work has been completed in a sprint, right? It's especially useful, when you are trying to add a scope or maybe reduce a scope. It's good to see how much work you've already done. Burn up chart as such is less popular than a burn down chart, because a burn up chart is showing you how much work you've done. Most people or most teams basically want to see how much work is left for you to do, which a burn down chart actually shows. And that's more useful to see if your team is on track or not.